Today, I've got new Sonic Movie 2 clips of some of the scenes recently filmed, and I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I had to pay to get most of these. That's why I'm certain you haven't seen almost any of these yet, because the person who took the majority of these Canadagraphs put them behind a paywall. But thanks to the blessing that is fair use, I have full permission to show these in the video, as this is entirely transformative content. And I'll touch up on this at the end for clarification, but I have a lot of Sonic Movie 2 clips to show and tell before that, plus some pictures and smaller clips from a bunch of other random contributors too. There is a lot of stuff we have not seen before. First, we got a clip of an explosion that I actually predicted in a previous video before we even saw it. Look at that! There was a clip from another user who filmed the older footage of the truck just going by, and I added an explosion to the end as a little bit. Well, there really was an explosion scene on the same set that was filmed at a later take, the same day. Actually, a couple of explosions, is we got new clips of 2 different takes. So when you see the scene in the movie, remember to think of the raccoon who willed this massive fireball into existence. The explosion had this cool falling debris effect, and I believe was intended so it looked like the 16-wheeler blows up. However, it could be one of the police cruisers or even the armored money truck. But odds are pointing to the 16-wheeler since the cruisers turn and the stop right before it. Go comment what you think the context of this scene is, and I'll read and respond because I'm genuinely curious what this could be a part of. There's explosions, shots fired, this is crazy. We also see some new footage of a different first-person view car for Sonic's perspective. They're also still using the truck we saw before, but in addition they have a smart car with a camera rig. And I find this hilarious because technically the size of the car shouldn't really matter, since they could just adjust the gimbal holding the camera that's attached on the front to be higher or lower. It might be because of the narrow path it has to maneuver, but I'll play the clip and let you decide for yourself. After looking at this, we think that clip in particular is going to be a slow-mo scene in the movie, partially because they filmed one going very fast. And then this one at a slow crawl, barely moving. And with the jolty pattern they're moving in and the way the camera is slowly panning from side to side, I could definitely see a CGI Sonic bouncing around across the screen during the slow-mo duration of this scene. The first movie had an extremely iconic slow-mo scene in the bar fight, so I imagine they will want to use that technique a little more here, especially since it's not hard to do on a technical level at all. While the way they did it in the bar scene was definitely no easy feat, to be outside and not have all these other moving practical effects will be a simple but full of potential scene, since we don't know what kind of crazy CGI effects will be added afterwards, considering the protagonist is entirely CGI. And as we saw how they literally threw the old Sonic in the trash and flat out replaced him, a lot could be subject to change in the final movie. In the first movie, there was originally going to be a giant lizard enemy. And this sounds like a joke, but they really were just going to pull a Rise of Lyric before Jeff Fowler, Tyson Hesse, and their whole team stepped in and said, "What are you guys doing?" Now, we got a lot of pieces to add to the big puzzle that is Sonic Movie 2, but there is still a lot more needed. However, it seems like we will be getting a massive drop very soon, especially if we get some clips or drone shots of what they're filming in Hawaii. That will certainly be a massive hint to all of this. Once we get more pieces to this puzzle, we'll be able to piece it all together and get a decent idea of the general plot and casting for Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Likely some info on what characters we will be seeing. While some people are reporting that Knuckles will be in the movie, and I could totally see that happening, there isn't any tangible proof brought yet, so we don't even know that. What's truly the saddest part about all of this is that this movie comes out in about 1 year from now, and yet somehow we know more about this movie than we do the next game, which was supposed to release last year alongside other Sonic games. Now, I understand there's been a lot going on, but everyone else seems to have acclimated to it, and to have not even given a title or anything is just super lame. I shouldn't know nearly as much about this movie as I should the game, and I'm definitely going to stay patient. But everyone was so happy with the transparent and open direction Sega was taking PR, and now have done a complete 180. All the Sonic socials post about is self-care, which if we don't get any announcement soon, I'm going to really struggle to self-care, as I've already kind of stopped. I mean, I haven't showered in over a week, and honestly, I don't think I'm going to shower until we get a new announcement. And by announcement, just saying Sonic Project 2021 with a simple graphic would be totally fine for me. That's right, I've lowered my standards. I don't even need the title, I just need something. And I made another video on the first set of the Sonic Movie 2 footage where we got our first look at Ice Cap Zone, and if you want to peep that, there will be a time card for it right here. So back on the Sonic Movie 2 clips, can you tell I have ADHD? Canada Graphs, the guy who took most of these clips, claims to be very DMCA happy. So I just wanted to clear some things up in the actual video. The reason I'm 100% legally able to show you this info is the exact same reason Fair Use Golden Boy Ethan Klein is able to read an article that's behind a Business Insider paywall and talk about it and show it entirely. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying all of Canada Graph's DMCAs are invalid, as they're most likely towards blogs and news outlets blatantly ripping his stuff, which is not transformative. But I know he says something in the end about asking, or I may have it taken down.
If you decide to use any of the footage from this, you should ask me first, or I may have it taken down. I do not play around with DMCA notices.
Which I get, and it's kind of cute, but that's not how this works at all, since I'm making entirely transformative content. And honestly, I don't like talking to people. However, feel free to take down all the people just downright ripping it to YouTube, because I get that. When talking about this, I would reference Congress discussing this very topic of fair use and the DMCA last July, clearly outlining what is and isn't fair use. But this is a Sonic video, not a law video. So I think I've said my piece on the matter. So like I stated before, we are going to keep getting more and more of these. And hopefully I don't have to pay to cover future Sonic news. But I gladly will if I have to. And you don't have to pay me. But you can join my Discord, where I will be doing a Sonic movie watch party at 1,000 members. And technically we already hit it. So we are doing this soon. I'll be posting updates on my Twitter at Sonic_show, and I am so thankful to anyone who's made it this far. Seriously, be sure to leave a comment so I know you're a real G for getting here, and peace.
Move. It's not yours.